Hello and welcome. My name is Meepolis, they, she, he, and this is Literally Graphic. And today we are looking at Heavy Vinyl Volume 1, Riot on the Radio, and Heavy Vinyl Y2K-O. Created and written by Carly Usdin, penciled by Nina Vakueva, inked by Irene Flores and Leah Caballero, colored by Rebecca Nulty with Kieran Queasley, Walter Baiamonte, and Natalie Nestorenko, with letters by Jim Campbell. Issues 1-4 were originally published in 2017, with the trade coming out in 2019. It appears as if Volume 2 was published straight to trade in 2020. Content notes for Fight Club and Mind Control. Looking into the creative team, according to their website, quote, Carly Usdin, they, she, is an award-winning commercial and narrative filmmaker based in Los Angeles. Carly is also the creator and writer of two iconic book series from Boom Studios, Heavy Vinyl and Avant-Gardes. Heavy Vinyl was nominated for a 2018 Prism Award honoring the best in LGBTQIA+ comics, end quote. Nina Vakueva is a freelance comic artist from Moscow, Russia. According to her website, quote, Irene Flores is an illustrator, occasional author, karaoke aficionado, and full-time coffee drinker. Growing up in the Philippines, she was heavily influenced by both Japanese animation and American comics. She currently lives and works in San Luis Obispo, California, and her goals for the future include creating another graphic novel, participating in an escape room, and eating a Monte Cristo. Leah Caballero is a comic book artist in Buenos Aires, Argentina. He's the editor of Purple Books and has done work on Lesser Evils, Ghosted in LA, and Goldie Vance. Colorist Rebecca Nulty lives in Dublin, Ireland. She used to be a background artist in BBC's Danger Mouse, but has been working as a colorist now since 2017. According to their website bio, colorist Kieran Queasley is, quote, a freelance artist currently based out of Austin, Texas. They have a love for storytelling and color and enjoy working in comics, animations, and character/world design. According to their Redbubble profile, colorist Walter Baiamonte is a, quote, digital colorist, illustrator, and author of L Tears, end quote. And according to their ArtStation account, Natalia Nestorenko is a freelance 2D artist and comic colorist based out of Moscow. Finally, according to his blog, Man of Letters, letterer Jim Campbell is, quote, a twice Eisner-nominated comic book letterer, one-time writer, perhaps again in the future, and occasional artist, although his enthusiasm rather outstrips his actual ability. He knows more about print production than mortal man was meant to know, and has also scanned more images than you've had hot dinners, unless you're 90 years old, end quote. What keywords came to mind while reading this duet? Capitalism, work culture, small business, music, celebrity, gang, historical fiction, and white feminism. The summary for Volume 1 is, quote, Starry-eyed Chris has just started the dream job every outcast kid in town wants, working at Vinyl Mayhem. It's as rad as she imagined. Her boss is boss. Her co-workers spend their time arguing over music, pushing against the patriarchy, and endlessly trying to form a band. When Rosie Riot, the staff's favorite singer, mysteriously vanishes the night before her band's show, Chris discovers her co-workers are doing more than just sorting vinyl. Her local indie record store is also the front for a teen girl vigilante fight club, end quote. And the summary for the follow-up, Heavy Vinyl Y2K-O, is, quote, it's 1999 and Chris is living her dream, working at Vinyl Destination by day and fighting for musical justice by night. Okay, maybe during the day too. In the world's coolest teen girl vigilante fight club. But when the girls of Vinyl Destination enter a battle of the bands to investigate and, of course, win, they learn that the shadow corporate masters of the music industry plan to destroy the fledgling world of digital music and blame it on Y2K. Now it's time for Chris and the gang to dial up 56K, or more, pretty please, of justice so that they can save the day once again, end quote. Digging into the technical side, the art was nice, but the writing left a bit to be desired. It's easy as a millennial, especially one who never dreamed of working in a record store, to read stuff romanticizing the life of late teen music fan and go, bah, humbug. So some of this is probably my age showing. On the slightly more objective side, I do feel like there are a lot of ideas that were introduced with potential but fizzled out at various points, never to be utilized, let alone resolved. This might also be related to changing publisher interest and schedule? Rearranging the order of representation I generally discuss, I wanted to put class and capitalism more at the front and center, because that was probably what annoyed me the most about these books. Obviously, most stories on the market focus on people who don't need to worry about money. This is especially true when dealing with children, so it's not entirely surprising that these people's job seems to be totally disconnected from any need to earn money, combined with the fact that this job apparently also requires one to be part of a secret gang. Definitely going for the audience that has yet to work. As far as sexuality and gender went, there was a decent smattering of diversity, with the average falling on the queer end of things, which I'm always a fan of. In contrast to works like Kiss No. 8, Usdin shows a late 90s devoid of homophobia. There was some racial diversity, although my non-expert opinion felt like Kennedy was a bit tokenized in the first volume. And as far as ableism and disability went, my brain is failing to remember anything. I tried to read and review everything for this month, last month, while I was away, and I kept forgetting to write thoughts down as I went. I'm sure there are many other observations I could have made on all counts that you will now have to live without. Sorry. So yeah, after all that, I did feel like the book was pretty average, if not to my taste, 3 out of 5 stars. Bye y'all, keep reading and resist white supremacy. And as always, Literally Graphic is created on land that should be given back to the traditional landholders, which in this case is, to my knowledge, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, Anishinaabe people, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Huron-Wendat Nation.